Okay, hello everybody. Today is it the 17th or the 18th? It's the 17th of July, 2021. This recorded class and live class is MoveEasy Yoga with Via. Kathy's our model, student model, and then the rest of the gang. Hi, June. I think she came in. Um, we're going to start in the regular fashion. Um, just lying on the floor. Your knees can be bent, feet on the floor, or you could have your knees up on a chair. And just watching your breath and noticing why you're here, asking yourself why you're here, how you got here, appreciating that you are here. I love my body, and my body loves me. Feel the earth, the floor coming up to meet you. Feel your cells dancing around in gratitude because you made it here. Our cells need nourishment of movement, just like our body needs food and water and breath. We're going to start with vagus nerve reset. You can put your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, stack your hands. Do one or the other of those. Or if that's uncomfortable, you can just put your hands on your belly or at your side. The idea is not to move at all except for the eyeballs, and move the eyeballs to the right, all the way to the right, without moving anything else. And wait for a sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Your eyes can be open or closed. Come on back to center. Eyes to the left. Eyeballs to the left. Waiting for an involuntary sigh, swallow, yawn, or gulp. Come back to center. Do this 2 more sets. Right, left, without my cueing. When you're finished, let's do some breathing, just a breathing practice. Bring your hands. Let's start by making a claw out of your hands and tucking under the rib cage, at the bottom of the rib cage. Tucking under, releasing the diaphragm, which often gets stuck in here. Just go from the center to the outside and back. Just poking along the bottom under edge of the rib cage. And when you're finished, put your hands on the side of your rib cage, thumbs toward the floor, fingers towards your chest or your belly button, and take a big inhale. And then an exhale. And continue this breathing pattern. Rib cage breathing, focusing on expanding the rib cage. Your belly doesn't move much. This is not a belly breath. Couple more breaths. Whenever you're ready, bring your hands behind your head for head ramping. Or you could also, Kathy's going to put a set of balls behind your head. Whatever you do, you could put a sponge ball. You could put some large or small therapy balls. Whatever you do, what you want to start doing now is just press the occipital ridge, the back of the base of the skull, into the floor. The chin drops a little bit because you did that. Hold and breathe for a couple, for about 10 or 20 seconds, and then release. And do it again. Repeat it 5 more times. Head ramping. Whenever you're finished, put yourself in a position for the classic hypopressive practice. Knees bent, heels on the floor, toes toward the ceiling. Bring your arms up over your chest as if you're hugging a tree. Flip your palms and then press the palms toward the ceiling and the scapula or the shoulder blades into the floor. So you're activating your arms and shoulders. And now 3 breaths, and then we'll hold for no breaths. Hold no breath for 15 counts. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, all the way out. And then go ahead and no breath. Hold your breath out for 15 counts. I'll count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Inhale, exhale, let everything go. Extend your legs along the mat. We're going to do the ankle cross. Crossing your right ankle over your left. Bring your arms up overhead, over your chest, and stacking the left hand on top, bringing your arms overhead by your ears. Straighten your arms as much as you can. 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. All the way out. Hold your breath out. No breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Inhale, exhale. Let everything go for a minute and then switch sides, switch ankles. Left ankle over the right. Your arms come up overhead. And the palms, the top palm is the left one. And then arms overhead. No, right. Sorry, right, Kathy. Opposites. So if you have your left ankle over your right ankle, which you do, then your hand, when you're hugging the tree, is the opposite. So right hand. Now take the arms overhead, now that I've straightened that out for myself and you. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale all the way out. Hold your breath out, no breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Let everything go. Inhale, exhale. We are going to continue with, that was the warm-up for the class. We're going to continue with leg stretch 1, 2, and 3. So grab a strap and grab a wall. And you might want something under your head, washcloths or a small brick or a sponge ball. And I'm going to try to do this with you. So I'm going to take my um, computer down on the floor. And so we're going to start with the right leg. The left leg is pressing into the wall. The right leg, I gotta find something for my head to be on. Hold on, I'm gonna get a blanket. Okay, the left leg is pressing into the wall. The bottom of the foot is pressing into the wall. The heel is tucked into the corner of the wall and the floor. And I've got to find my timer here too. So we're going to time this. This is a bone builder, and among other things. So we're going to time for 40 seconds. You're going to get a bonus on the first one. Just breathing. You may want to cinch your arms down close to the floor so you can bend your elbows and feel your scapula on the floor. Press your left foot into the wall. You may want to pull your right leg a little closer to your nose with your straps. Stretching the hamstrings, the back of the right leg. And then switching to leg stretch number 2, bringing your leg out to the right, holding on to the strap with one hand, right hand, bringing your leg out to the right as far as you can get it, and still keep your hips aligned on the floor. You will probably not look like Kathy. She's been doing this for a long time, and she has loose or probably a very shallow bowl or acetabulum that her thigh bone moves in.
It's hereditary. My aunt could do this.
What?
It's hereditary.
It's hereditary, yeah. Her bone structure allows for this. So not to say that it isn't beautiful and wonderful, by the way, but don't be discouraged if yours doesn't go out like that. Come, bring it back. Other side. This time, you're actually going to roll your hips into a sideline position. The feet, the outside edge of the left foot is along the floor now, still pressed into the wall. To make this a closed chain, it just adds a bonus benefit when you're working closed chain like this. Goes over to the other side. Your chest can still be on the floor. Or you can stack your shoulders, just whatever is comfortable for you. But this is not, if you look at Kathy, you'll see, and I'm doing this too, a chest opener is happening here with the right side of the chest. Staying here and breathing and enjoying. If your foot is right foot is dangling, you might want to put it on a brick or a block. Or not, it can dangle also. If you don't have very much time, but you have a strap, this is a lovely practice in its own. Just leg stretch 1, 2, 3. All the way back, switch legs. This time, the strap is around the left leg, the right foot is pressed against the wall. Hold on. And you're holding on with one strap in each hand and just enjoying a stretch along the back of the leg, the hamstring. Releasing the hips. There's some shoulder work involved here too because because you're holding onto the strap. Imagine that you're standing on your right leg, your right foot. Leg stretch number 2. Put both straps in your left hand. Keep your hips even on the floor. Take your left leg out to the left. As far as you can go and still keep your hips on the floor. Could be small. You might want to put your right hand on the front of your pelvis, that little bony landmark, ASIS, just to help keep that hip down. Come on back. Leg stretch number 3. Go ahead and you're going to go to a sideline position with your hips. Hips stacked. The bottom of the right foot is along the floor. I lost my speaker here. And you may want to put your left arm out behind you. Come on back, all the way back. And stay here and find a block. It doesn't matter whether it's thin or thick. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder arm work with a yoga brick. It's going to be overhead arms. And hold on, let me get a brick. So it doesn't matter what size your brick is. You're going to lie on your back. Your brick is going to be, your knees are bent. Your arms are straight up toward the ceiling with a brick in between your arms. And this is protraction, retraction. Oh, if you have a strip, you could be lying on a mobility strip. If anyone wants me to send them a strip while I'm in the States, I could tell me before I leave, and I can pack one and ship one to you. I think I have to find a box, but let me find my strip. So this is going to allow you a little bit more leeway. And the strip starts at the bra strap and goes up above your head. Find your brick. Bend your knees, arms on the brick, holding onto the brick in between your hands. Experiment with how wide you want it to be. And then you're going to protract the scapula away from the spine, and the arms and the brick lift because you did that. And then you go down and retract the scapula. Both scapula go towards the spine, towards the floor, towards the spine, and the arms come down because you did that. Keep going. Do this at your own pace with your own awareness and of breath and movement. Scapula protraction and retraction. Important fundamental movement at the shoulder. And do one more. And then go ahead and protract. And then bring your arms overhead. Keep the brick exactly where it is, traveling with you. Overhead, all the way overhead as far as you can get by your ears. And then just bring it back, up, exhaling. So inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. I want you to be sure that you lift your scapula away, pull the scapula away from the spine before you move your arms overhead. This will give you more room for moving in the glenohumeral joint. Come back. And 4 more of these. And 1 more. And come back up. Release the brick, set it aside. You can stay on your mobility strip if you have one, or put a sponge ball under your upper back between your scapula. And then I want you to come into, if you can make it, you can either have your arms out in a T, that's an alternative. Otherwise, bend your elbows into cactus pose. We're going to be here for 40 seconds, just opening the chest and the shoulders. If your forearms can't reach the floor, you could put something under them to help them reach. This cactus pose is a really nice chest opener. Your knees can be parallel, or you can just drop your knees towards each other, and actually that will help release the sacrum. The knees come towards each other and the feet are out a little bit more. Just resting and breathing and opening up. Okay, roll off of that, out of that, come up to a floor seated position. Floor seated position, hold on. We're going to do our regular side bends. You can cross your legs or find another comfortable floor-seated position. Take your right, I'm going to time this also. Take your right hand out along the floor. Left arm up and over. Keep your hips on the floor. Just breathe and enjoy this very beneficial side bend of the thoracic spine. And then go ahead and bring your elbow forward, the top one, and get another stretch in the armpit. You're still side bending in the spine. And bring your arm up, elbow up, and then your entire spine up. Go to the other side. Left hand along the floor, right arm up and over. And stay here and breathe. Keep your hips on the floor. Bring your elbow forward, your top elbow forward to get a little bit different stretch in the armpit. Bring your elbow up first and then your entire body up. And now we're going to do a spine twist, a seated spine twist. Change the cross of your legs. Take your left hand on your right knee. Bring your right arm behind you. Spider fingers. Rotate to the right for a spine twist. Sit tall. Maintain your spinal twist. If you'd like, you can add a slide of the rib cage side to side. Try not to involve your trapezius in this activity. Slowly unravel out of that. Go to the other side. Right hand on left knee, left hand behind you, spider fingers. Rotate the spine, thoracic spine, to the left. Sit tall. Maintain your spinal twist. And if you'd like to add ribcage slides, please do. Slowly unravel. Stay here. You can find another. Well, let's do the stacked knees, if you can do them. The knees are pointing forward, one on top of the other. Bring your let's do the prayer pose. Wrist stretch. So here you are. Just take in a prayer pose, take your right hand fingers out, away from you, and then down towards your thigh, and then create a twist here, a wrist twist here. Sit tall. Opening the hips. This should be good, Caitlin, for your sciatica. And Caitlin uses straps to achieve a pose nearly like this. So you may want to do that too. Go ahead and everybody switch legs, switch knees. The one that was on top is on the bottom now. And then we'll do the prayer pose wrist twist. This time the left hand goes forward and down, and then you're just pressing your palms together and sitting tall and opening the hips, creating some space in the sacrum and the pelvis. Pressing your wrists, your palms together, to feel more of a wrist twist. And slowly unraveling, come back into a cross-legged pose because we're going to do, I don't want to forget that we have neuro balls. Almost everybody does now. I don't know about June or Bridget, actually. But last week we did a whole class, which was I thought was quite remarkable, with neuro balls. I'm going to try to just remind people that we have these, even in the days we aren't really using them a lot. So if you can find your comfortable seated position, take your balls, and if you don't have a neuro ball, you can divide it into halves, half mounds. If you don't have a neuro ball, you can use a small therapy ball. Sit with your hands on the ball. We're going to do 5 points on the ball. At your side, we're going to do both hands at the same time. After Kathy gets her ball out, undone. Actually, the more
Kathy, if you push down with your bottom of your palm of your hand on the crack and put as much strength as it could open up, or your foot.
Oh. Okay. Or I could get a screwdriver.
Or you could do that.
You might need a butter knife.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while Kathy's finding that, go ahead and just put the top of your palm right about here on the ball and press. And you would just get a little more benefit than Kathy, basically. We're gonna time this, but we won't time it till she gets back. So just press into the balls. I hope if you don't have neuro balls, I hope you have some small therapy balls. Just pressing at that point. The other thing is you'll get used to opening it, Kathy. That's
Yeah, once I work with a little bit.
There. Okay, now I'm going to time for this this position number 1 on the hand. It's similar to the feet release, but this is hand release at the top where the metatarsals are. Find that, press into it, both hands, Kathy, one on either side. You probably won't need a brick. Just press, you can even press a little forward. We have 17 seconds left. So releasing tension and stimulating the nerves, which stimulates the brain. Go ahead and come out of that and go to the next position, what's right in the middle of the palm. Both hands, 40 seconds, mid palm. Breathing, sitting tall, trying not to round the lumbar spine when you're here, ever, when you're seated. Well, ever, that's a strong word. That's too strong a word. But our tendency is to round and tuck. So we try to stay out of that tendency. The third position is at the base of the palm. Emily Splickle, the inventor of these balls, suggests 30 to 60 seconds. There are more nerve endings in the hand than the feet. This releases the neck and shoulders as well. Any work you do on the hands and wrists does benefit the neck and shoulders. The next one is to the outside. Now Kathy has her hands in front of her, which might be a good idea. The outside, find some place on the outside of the hands and press into the ball, that area into the ball.
This position keeps my back straight.
This what?
This position keeps my back straight.
Oh, okay. The with your hands in front instead of side. Okay. Inside edge near the thumb, base of the thumb. Find a place there. There are probably a couple of places that would be good, but find your place. Stimulating the nervous system. So that's what the neuro balls add to the therapy balls, basically, is that they stimulate with the little points on the ball. Put the ball back together, or if you have just you're using therapy balls, and I want you to throw the ball and squeeze. Throw the ball to one hand, squeeze the ball really tightly. It's a grip, strengthening your grip. And toss it and squeeze it. Toss it and squeeze it. Toss it and squeeze it. So I'm finding recently, like in the last week, that it's harder for me to open cans and jars, and all of a sudden, and I'm like, why? I do all this work. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but I know that I'm going to do more of this kind of thing. Grip, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One hand, then the other. And now come up to standing. And have the balls, have two balls or two half balls, if you're using the neuro ball, nearby. Because we're going to do short foot, and we're going to use the balls during short foot. Okay, standing. Well, let's do this first. Let's do, no, let's skip that. Let's do standing short, split stance short foot. So, and you're going to need the balls in your hands. So hold on to the balls. Stand in a good position, good posture position. Take 1 foot forward, the right foot forward. And now we're going to do, you're going to lift the toes, grab the abdominals as low as you can, and then drop the toes and press the toe pads into the floor while you squeeze the ball. So now you're bringing your attention, you're squeezing the balls in your hands, and you're bringing your attention to your foot first, your toes, and then to your abdominals, low abdominals, and then just back and forth, just imagining that your attention is moving between those 2 points, sort of like Yoga Nidra. This should help the bottom of your foot, Caitlin. And then go ahead and release the grip on the balls. Bring the left foot forward. This is split stance short foot. The left foot comes forward. The left toes lift. And then they lower, no, they stay up while you find your abdominals. Find your abdominals, engage those as well. Drop the feet, press the toe pads into the floor, grip your balls. And bring your attention to the lower abs and then to the foot and the lower abs, all the while short footing it, which is that toe, pressing the toes into the floor. So finding the abdominals, and you're also stimulating the hands. And just stay here and breathe. And anytime, go ahead and now we're going to go to toe lifts, heel lifts. So find a place near the wall or on a chair. And I'm going to suggest also you could be holding on to your balls and gripping them for more stimulation of the nerve endings in the hand, but that means you're not going to be able, you're going to have to drop them if you lose your balance, just so you know. So lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. And then come on down. And we're going to do balancing on one foot. Probably not with balls. Although if you don't need, but you need to be willing to drop the balls if you lose your balance and hang on to something. Just bringing your one knee up and holding it. Let's hold it for 30 or 40 seconds. So I don't have to change my timer. 40 seconds. Notice you could be holding onto the balls. Anytime you can hold onto the balls while you're doing something else, it actually adds a benefit, a big benefit actually, if you can manage it. Yeah, right. Switch sides, balancing on one foot. Grip your balls. And come on down. Come all the way down to the floor. Leave your balls. Set your balls aside. Come all the way down to the floor for prone back extension. Lying on the floor with your belly on the floor, prone. Bring your hands behind you with your palms up. If an actual back extension, Pilates style, hurts your lumbar spine, I want you not to do that and just bring your arms up instead. Kathy's going to demonstrate that in a minute. This is the modification. And I want you to modify if your lower back feels bad during what we're going to do next, which is the actual Pilates back extension. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift your chest your arms and your head. And just staying there if you can. If you want to, you can lift your chest up a little higher. Staying here or coming down early if you need to. And then go ahead and take an inhale and then exhale, come all the way down. We're going to do this adding airplane. Take an inhale, exhale, lift your chest, arms, head, tuck your chin a little bit. And now inhale and then exhale, arms come out into an airplane. Or if that's too hard and the previous one is okay, stay there. Listen to your own body. Everything I do is a suggestion, or suggest is a suggestion. If you'd like to, you can come up a little higher while you're here. It's hard though. Take an inhale and an exhale. Come on down. And stop that. Bring your arms out into an airplane on the floor. Look to the right. Lift your right leg up and over behind your other leg. Keep your hands, your arms, your armpits on the floor. Your hips and legs, knees can do anything they want, actually. This is an opening for the upper back. Mobility in the upper back, believe it or not, it's also somewhat of a hip opener. And just staying here and getting ready to leave in 10 seconds. Come on back. Come on back, all the way back. Look left. Bring your left leg up and behind the right leg, over behind that right leg. Keep your arms, your armpits, your chest on the floor. And just breathing and wiggling, whatever you want to do with your hips, knees, ankles, feet is okay. Just breathing, feeling the release that happens across the upper back. I get chiropractic adjustments here. I hope you do or will. Come on back, come into a position for Yoga Nidra, the closing of the class. I'm going to stop my video and start to read. Just find a comfortable position. You may want to cover yourself with a blanket. You may want to cover your eyes with a washcloth. Something that makes you feel safe and warm. And then start to bring your attention to your breath, watching the breath. Watching the inhale as it expands your belly and the exhale as the belly retracts or retreats. In and out. And then bring your attention and your awareness to the center of your eyebrows, center of your throat. Just a minute here. I'm going to make sure my volume is up. Right shoulder, elbow, wrist, right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, right wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, left shoulder, elbow, wrist, left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, left wrist, elbow, shoulder, center of your throat, spiritual heart center, right side of your chest, heart center, left side of your chest, heart center, navel center, right hip, knee, ankle, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, right ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, left hip, knee, ankle, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe, left ankle, knee, hip, center of your pelvis, navel center, heart center, center of your throat, center of your eyebrows. This completes our 61-point guided Yoga Nidra meditation. Go ahead and extend your legs and bring your arms overhead. And start to wiggle and stretch and see if you can find a little more space between your rib cage and your pelvis. Wiggle and stretch right and left. And then rotate your wrists and your ankles. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. And hug your right knee into your chest. And then your left knee. And hug both knees in your chest. And rock from side to side, releasing the lower back. And then come all the way over to your right or to your left into the fetal position. Bottom arm, a pillow. The top arm presses in, hand presses into the floor. Bring yourself up. Try not to round your spine. Whoops. That's wrong. I'm trying to get Kathy out of. Oh my gosh. I'm having trouble getting Kathy. That's weird. I can't.
That is out, you're on.
Oh, now I'm on? Oh, maybe I did it already. Thank you. Thank you. I was like, oh my gosh. Now I'm going to gallery view so we can all close with namaste. So go ahead and bring your hands into a prayer pose. Press, press, press. See if you can feel some of the work you did with the hands. And then relax that. And lift your skull, the base of your skull up, away from your shoulders, so that you can round the skull forward, nodding, bowing, noticing, knowing, and honoring the light in each of us. And knowing that we're all one light. And we'll close the class by saying to each other, Namaste.
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 Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. I'm going to